It's very rare that we see a brand new Digimon client come out from the community. However, Hoang Zero, a fellow YouTuber, and a bunch of his friends / developers have developed a brand new simulator for the Digimon card game known as DCGO. And in today's video, I want to give an overview, my impressions, my thoughts on the DCGO client as a whole. We're going to be going over the good things, the bad things, going over some gameplay, see how smooth it is, and just talking about the overall experience of this client. Now, previously I did a video on Project Drasil. At that point, I think it was DigiTCG Online, which was not an automated simulator, but a manual one similar to Yu-Gi-Oh's Dueling Network / Dueling Book. So here we are with DCGO, and one of the things I have to say straight away is that this is an installation, so you're gonna have to go onto Hoang Zero's Discord to find the download files that you need. Or alternatively, you can go to one of his YouTube videos, and I think there is a link there to download it, and it has the instructions as well. So here we are with the opening screen of DCGO, and it's pretty clean. I mean, it reminds me of YGO Pro if you played Yu-Gi-Oh back in like 2012 to like 2018, where that was pretty much the only online client that was automated. There was other stuff as well, but it was mainly that one and versions of that. So we're going to go over DCGO now. So let's go into it right now. We have our opening screen, as you can see here. So we have, our main options. So battle, deck, config, patch notes, and card images. We'll get into card images in a sec. We have just basically the normal client options here. So patch notes, so tell us all the things that are happening with the game. We've got config, so we can check graphics, but there isn't really many options here. We've got gameplay, so it will showcase stuff like animations, determine the effects, cards upside down, if you like that kind of thing, stuff like that. We also have servers. There are 4 servers. It's really nice to see that it is supported in all regions essentially, but I think even if it was just in the US, it doesn't really matter because it's a card game and you don't really need ping or like latency as much in this kind of thing. So it's nice there are 4 servers. I play on Netherlands server, so if you want to play against me, I'm probably playing on Netherlands. Very rarely the other 3. So it's nice to know that these are all supported and they will have servers in those regions. We also have sound, so it has music. It gets really jarring after a while, so I just tend to turn it off completely. And we also have language. We've got English and Japanese. Unfortunately, no other languages, Spanish, French, Italian, etc. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully in future updates, we will see that. But that is the config page. So let's get into card images. So one of the things that this does come with is a image scraper. So what is the image scraper? Well, I'll play a little bit of a video here, but essentially it's a way for you to download the image files for all the cards locally. So what do I mean by that? Well, DCGO doesn't come with all the images that you need to play the game. This is because it's kind of like a legal issue when it comes to clients. For example, if this did come with the images, Bandai would have a higher ground to stand upon and essentially be able to take down this product very quickly. As this product isn't supplying the card images as a whole, it just becomes like this client that only has like information on it, so it's harder for them to take down, for example. So that's very important because that means this has actual longevity. It's the same thing that Project Drasil does. I'm pretty sure it licenses all of its images from the DigimonCard.dev API essentially. If they're going to shut something down, it's going to be DigimonCard.dev, which then shuts down all of the other projects. But as you've seen throughout 3-4 years of Digimon at this point, that doesn't get shut down and it hasn't been shut down. So that is clearly safe, and so this is fair game. So when you click on card images, it'll tell you what cards you are missing. So in this case, it's BT4025. I'm pretty sure this is Lobomon from BT4. Thank you, Lobomon, for being my only card that I do not have an image set, even though it's actually in the folder. I don't know why it's not catching on, for example. So another thing that I will mention about the image scraper though very quickly is that it is a long time to download, at least at launch. When I downloaded all the images using the image scraper at launch, it took almost up to 3 to 4 hours. So obviously be careful where you download your cards from or your card images from, but if you can find maybe your friend has it downloaded and they can just send you the card images as a whole. That'll be a lot better and a lot more faster. We then get into the deck screen. So we're gonna click on deck screen right now. And you can see I have a bunch of deck lists. I don't know if there's a limit on deck lists. And as you can see, I've been playing quite a lot of this client. But you can see here we have some options. So we can show the deck. So here it just showcases the whole deck. You can hover over all the cards, tells you all the relevant information that you need from them. And that is lovely. Just nice to look over a deck and quickly understand what it is. We also have test draws, so it will tell you, your draws if you were to, mulligan. So wow, you get loads of test draws and you can add more cards if you want to draw them. So nice little tool there. The +1 draw is also quite nice. Obviously delete, and then we can export it and it will copy it to the clipboard. So if you need to, for example, do a tournament report, for example, in the UK, we use Limitless quite a bit to essentially submit our deck lists. That will allow you to submit the deck list to Limitless just by copying it to the clipboard and then pasting it onto Limitless. So that's a really nice feature. But outside of that, let's go over the deck building option. So first of all, we have create one yourself and import from clipboard. So if we import from clipboard, it should come up with the deck we just saved, which is quite good. Obviously, this is something that you're not going to be doing because you're going to be building new decks. But if you want to be, importing decks into this program, you're able to through digimoncard.dev, which is the, I guess, main way people would, get their decks, build their decks, or look at new cards and stuff like that. So that's really nice, and I really do like that they are able to import into this client. It makes it a lot more easier, thank goodness, if I'm being honest, because accessibility is really important in my opinion. So yeah, we have all the cards here, but we also have all the way up to BT15. So here's an important note. At the time I'm recording, DCGO is currently on BT15. However, the release of BT16 Beginning Observer has already launched, except for in the UK, because Bandai hates the UK. So in that regard, we are essentially playing an old format on DCGO. And there are a couple of reasons why. For example, all the cards need to be coded essentially into this game. It's not just a manual simulator. They can't just put images and go have fun with it. They have to manually, change all the card effects and stuff like that and add them into the game itself. But also it's a point of, if the cards are released on the same day as the product release, there's going to be people that end up not buying product and essentially just been playing online, which is another way where Bandai could look at this and go, yeah, maybe we should shut this down. So that's important to note. They said that BT16 should be within 2 weeks at the earliest of launch. So as you can see, all the cards here are here from BT15. There are some exceptions though. So as you can see, if I was to type in Seraphimon, because this is the deck I'm playing currently, we have the BT14 card. However, as you'll notice as well, there are loads of cards that have alt arts. So unfortunately, not all the alt arts are in the game. So this usually means like tournament cards, tournament packs and stuff like that. So for example, Seraphimon has a lovely regionals promo pack one, and that is not in the game. And that's very similar to all the tournament pack cards as well. So for example, what is a recent one, we'll say like Metal Etamon. And as you can see, the alt art for Metal Etamon isn't here, but the original card is here. So just keep that in mind. There are some alt arts that are missing. That isn't really much of a problem. What is a problem though, is that some cards are missing. I don't have a complete list of all the cards that are missing. However, one of the cards that I wanted to play was Tactimon, and as you can see, there is no BT11, or is it BT10? I think it might be BT10 actually. Tactimon here, which means this client is missing cards, unfortunately. So hopefully that can be resolved. It's been about 3 weeks since this launch, and there hasn't really been any communication from what I've seen or any updates, which we'll get into in a bit. So that is very unfortunate. Hopefully this does get fixed soon, because the last thing you want is people searching up cards and it's not there. I don't know if there's any other cards that are missing, but unfortunately that is an issue, because I wanted to playtest Bagra Army for an event that's coming up, and unfortunately I can't because Tactimon isn't available. But yeah, as you can see, the deck builder is really good. If I was to click reset, for example, you can just add all the cards. It has all the information, so like Digi-Egg, Digimon, Tamer, Option, has all the card types. You can search up all the sets, which is quite nice. Levels, costs, all that good stuff essentially. So deck building is very good, and as you can see from my previous decks, you know, it's pretty easy to edit and make decks in this client. So that's really, really good. So we're done with talking about the decks. As you can see, it's quite easy to build decks. If I wanted to import one, I can just do that quite easily. So the question is, does it play well? And I can safely say, sure does. So we have 3 options that we can pick from. Random match, which is just a random online match. You can pick a room match. So if you want to do like a private game with you and a friend, you can go in here, create a room, and it'll give you a room ID. You go, give them the room ID, they join the game, and then you can play whenever. And it'll tell you if you want to go first player, second player, choose your decks, all that good stuff. So nice that they have private matches in this game. We have bot matches as well, which is essentially just a CPU game against opponents. So if I was to click on this and play, let's play Plesio X for example, it'll be a bot, so everything will be all good, and you'll see that they'll do their turns very quickly. Wow, all that good stuff, and you can see it functions pretty well. So let's just quit this real quick. Let's get into the gameplay now. So I want to go into a random match. This is someone that's random on the Netherlands server. So we'll go click random match. We get to pick a deck. Again, we still have all the deck building options we have in the previous menu, but now we have them here. So let's go Plesio X, because this is a deck I've been testing, and it will put us into a lobby. We've matched straight away, and we have Jello Hammer. So if you're out there, Jello Hammer, you've made the video. Congratulations. So as you can see, they have, you know, the mulligan system works perfectly fine. Keep hand mulligan, check play area. That's a normal button that you see constantly, just in case you want to see something on the field. As it's early on, you don't have to see the field. But I'm going to keep the hand here. I'm going to go through the game, and you'll quickly realize that this game is just a standard game of Digimon. He's playing Mirage Gal because he hates people, I guess. So yeah, let's play. Let's play this, I guess. So yeah, as you can see, it's very smooth. You just drag the card and it'll come up with Digivolve, or you can play it here. Really good options that you have here. So we will just go into the game, and as you can see, you can right click on the card and it'll highlight the card so you can read it more clearly. And if you click on the stack, it will tell you all the relevant inherited effects. So Goma doesn't have anything currently, but you have the when attacking draw one. So that's really nice. And if we do this again, it draws us automatically, which is very nice. And then it'll tell us that we have another inherited on the stack. So following the stack is going to be very easy. And as you can see, everything is automated, you know, for memory, you know, from just passing. You don't have to do it manually like on Project Drasil, and it's all great. So he's going to play Thomas, and he's going to pass the turn. So he's obviously trying to goad me into something, which I will not do. So yeah, as you can see, it works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the client at all. And then we get to add cards. Adding cards is quite nice. And then when you want to put cards to the bottom, you can change the order like that. And you can check play area from these options. Again, it's just very intuitive, works very well. It's pretty simple to get on. So here, we'll just go get Weguru, why not? Don't think I'm gonna win this game, but hey, it's whatever. As you can see though, we have custom graphics. So one of the cool things that you can actually do in this game is have custom graphics. So for example, there's like a folder called textures, and you can change all the textures in that folder essentially to something that's really cool. I think there should be more of that for sure. And as you can see, certain effects happen automatically if there's only one result essentially. So that's always nice for sure. So we're gonna go swing. He's obviously got the Zuda, but hey, whatever. And as you can see, all the multiple targets have triggered at the same time. You can choose which ones go first, which one goes last. And this is very important for more combo oriented decks. So I mean, look, we could do this first to stop him from attacking. It does it automatically because there's only one target in the field, which is very nice. Then we could do unsuspend. And at this point, you don't have, this is one of the unfortunate things with this game. Unfortunately, you do have to do all of the effects. There isn't just end all essentially, which is very unfortunate. Wow, nice. We did combos. So yeah, that's essentially the bulk of it. So you can see like the stack still goes well, like it shows us everything. This kind of attack, what you do, then we'll just do this for past attack. So as you can see, everything just works perfectly fine and everything is functional. There are obviously stuff in the patch notes that do not work obviously as intended, unfortunately. But for the most part, as you can see, it is a very smooth experience. So he's going to go into Aero Vidramon, then Mirage Gal, then I'm going to cry because he's got Mirage Gal, and I got 8, so unfortunately, is what it is. Then he goes Burst Mode and ruins my day before he adds 2 more memory to anything that I do. So that's really cool. As you can see, we've got some pretty cool animations here as well. But as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on here. But unfortunately, as this is BT15, you know, you're not playing with new cards. And essentially, this is a format that you've had to deal with essentially for, I don't know how long. How long has it been at this point? 3-4 months. So I hope that in the future that we can get the updates more regularly, because I think that is going to help the game survive. That is essentially a game. Oh, wait, why is it not? Oh, because they can't attack. Yes, I'm still in the game, guys. I'm trying to think of if there's anything I can do at this point. I mean, that's quite funny. Wait, I don't have the Zudamon Ace anymore. If I had the Zudamon, I could have probably done something here, but unlucky, I guess. Unfortunately, I didn't really get the card I was looking for, but it is what it is. So yeah, like as you can see, the game works very well, and there isn't really any issues with the gameplay as a whole. So I'm going to concede this game because Jellohammer is playing a tier 1 meta deck while I'm playing Plesio X. So that is one of the games, but as you can see, it is a very fluid experience. Everything pretty much works other than the flaws I mentioned in deck building, which means like, you know, some cards are not showing up, and outside of the patch notes, you know, there are some known issues. So like it'll tell us here, like Ludamon doesn't allow you to digivolve when you play a proper tamer. You know, those are important things that do need to be patched out, and it's a bit worrying because it hasn't been patched out yet, considering that, you know, the game has been launched for about 2 to 3 weeks at this point. So you'd hope that those patches would be coming out a bit more quicker. So we'll have to wait and see, obviously, because these known issues do actually matter in certain situations. Like all turns effect does not trigger on Magnadramon. Pretty important if you're playing Yellow Vaccine, like the trash variant. You know, like Gizmon at 80, delete to reduce play cost is not optional. Like those are pretty important things for the respective decks that you play. So hopefully it won't take that long. Hopefully it'll come out when the BT16 patch comes out, or earlier if possible. But yeah, that is DCGO. DCGO is probably going to be the way people play current formats Digimon in the future. Obviously, you know, Project Drasil still exists, and I feel like at this point it's, you know, going to essentially be Project Drasil is going to be for future formats, because it has pretty much all the cards up to probably BT 18, 19 now. So let me know what you think of DCGO. Do you like it more than Project Drasil? Do you dislike it more than Project Drasil? What are you looking forward to on the DCGO client in the future? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for checking out DCGO with me, and I'll see you all in the next video.